There is something almost defiant unfolding at Sheffield Wednesday, a sense of pride that refuses to disappear despite everything. This has been a season drained of momentum, with the last league win stretching back to September, yet Hillsborough is now preparing to host its largest crowd of the campaign. Every standard ticket has been sold, with demand forcing the release of an additional 1,750 seats across the west and north stands. In a year shaped by financial turmoil under Dafon Chansiri and a prolonged run without victories, this is not a routine turnout. It feels more like a statement. Supporters are not arriving to mark relegation quietly. They are arriving to be seen, to reinforce that the club's identity still holds. It is a message aimed not only at the players, but also at potential new ownership. The foundations remain, even after a period of instability. Behind that atmosphere, timing is critical. David Storch and Arise Capital are pushing to complete an £18 million takeover before May 1. That date matters because it precedes the introduction of the independent football regulator, which could complicate or delay the process. This places the upcoming fixture against West Bromwich Albion on May 2 into a wider context. If the takeover is finalised in time, the match could coincide with a visible shift in leadership, transforming the occasion into something symbolic as well as competitive. Even so, a completed deal would not remove the underlying challenges. The club still faces the possibility of a 1-5-point deduction in League One, dependent on creditor agreements under EFL regulations. Much of that hinges on whether Chansiri is willing to adjust outstanding debts. For many clubs, such a penalty would define the season before it begins. At Wednesday, however, there is a growing sense of acceptance. The focus is shifting toward long-term recovery rather than short-term comfort. Examples from the past, such as Leeds United's recovery after a similar sanction, provide a reference point. Under Henrik Pedersen, the idea of rebuilding from a difficult starting position is no longer being resisted, it is being prepared for. The opposition adds further intensity. West Brom travel with more than 2,400 supporters, ensuring a full and vocal away section. This will not resemble a standard end-of-season fixture. It will feel like a moment shaped by uncertainty on both sides. Wednesday's recent run of draws has offered small signs of resistance, and Pedersen's position appears relatively stable heading into the transition period. If the takeover is completed in time, the incoming leadership will step into a stadium already charged with expectation. So the focus now shifts to what comes next. Will May 2 mark the beginning of a new phase, or another moment where timing and process delay progress? And if a points deduction becomes unavoidable, does the prospect of long-term stability outweigh the immediate setback?